Hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to see rack system for the recruitment agency. So recruitment agencies deal with hundreds of or even thousands of resume every week, but finding that perfect match is very difficult for them. So what if we could ask in a simple plain English and instantly get the top matching resumes from your database? So in this video, I am going to show you how I built AI powered rack system using n8n that is designed specifically for recruitment teams. This system starts by fetching all resume files directly from Google Drive. Each resume is then processed automatically. The text is extracted, converted into vector, and stored into the Supabase, which acts as the vector database. Once a file is processed, it's moved into another folder, so the workflow never reprocesses the same resume twice. So now here is the magic that happens when I type something like give me a Python developer with AWS skills. Then our n8n workflow uses a rack system to find the top resume from the vector database and give us the result. So this automation saves hours of manual searching and ensures recruiters always find the top relevant resumes fast, powered by n8n Supabase. So if you are in the recruitment space and drowning in resumes, this workflow might be your best friend. So let's start with the video. So first we will change the name of our project. Suppose like G Drive to Supabase. Here we will add first the trigger. Okay. After that, what we need is to get the files from our Google Drive. As we saw in the introduction video that I have already stored some files on Google Drive, some resume. Here you can see those resume over here. So those files are already there. So now what we need to do is that we need to get those uh, files from Google. So let's go for the Google Drive and we need to search the files for this. So here keep the parameters as it is, just add a filter and just click over here and that return all, so it will return all the files, but we are searching for particular folders. So our two folders, there is a resume in and there is a resume out. So currently we want to process the resume which are present in resume in folder. So we will add a filter for that particular folder and we will choose from this. Okay, it's giving me an error. Let me quickly fix this. Okay, now I have fixed that issue. That was an authentication with my Google login. So I have removed that, resolved that over here. So now what I do, I need to select the filter over here. That is my resume folder where my all the resume are present currently. So I will get this from resume. So this is it. Now what I need to do next is that I need to add a loop over, because there are lots of files there, like currently for this demo purpose I have just 4 files, but in a reality or in a production stage there can be a thousands or 100,000 files. So for that I need a loop over, so I can get one file each time. So I need to add a loop over. Okay, I don't need this replace me over here. So here what I need to do is next is that I need to add a if condition over here. So why I'm adding the if condition is that whenever uh, there is a file present in a resume in folder, and if it is present, then it will go and store that file into my super database. Okay, else it if there is no file present in the resume in folder, then it just go to the false, and it just loop over itself without doing nothing. So for that, what I need to do is that I need an if condition over here, and here what I need to put is that I need to check that whether my JSON is empty or not. So it should not be an empty. So let's say it's JSON, and I will see is not empty, and it should be true. So whenever this is true, at that time we will go forward and add that file into our Supabase. Now we have the file name coming from our search file and folders. Now I need to download that file. I need to add a Google Drive download node. So click over here, and here what you need to do is that you need to specify which file it should download, right? So here all operations are okay. Just so here what I need to do is that I need to get that file with the ID, not from the list. So how I am going to get that file ID? So each file has a different ID. So for that, what I need to do is that I need to run this whole thing. So I will get files like this is the ID that each file has. So we need this ID. So for that, so here I need to get the file ID. So I can get it from loop or items or from the if condition, but let's get it from the source, that is from the Google Drive search files and folders. So just add this over here. So here you can see its ID is showing to us. Okay, so now here in the if loop, if it is if there is nothing, no file is there, then just loop over this to here. Okay, let me just resize this. Okay, now we have the file that we have downloaded. So let me click on this. So now one file is downloaded. Now what is the next thing? That we need to extract the data from that PDF, right? So for that we need to add one other node, that is extract from the file. So here our source file is a PDF, so we need an extract from PDF. So it will extract the data from the PDF, and it will give us an output. Okay, so let me run this again. So here it's giving me an output. Here you can see it is giving me a data after reading that PDF file. Now we need to store this into my super vector store vector database. So for that I need to add a super vector store node, but before that To get the proper information from the Supa database, so we need to add a file name and a file ID into the metadata, and that is very important while searching for the things in a Supabase. So for that, to store those values into the Supa database, we need to add set node over here. We need a JSON, a proper JSON over here. So here I will add metadata. Just let me remove this. So we need this an object. So in that, what we need is like a file ID, and another thing is file name, and we will get that from download file. And same for file name. So here you can see a metadata. Another thing is that the main thing that we need is the content that we are getting from the extract PDF. So here what I am going to do is that I am going to add it outside, and I will pass this text over here, and this text contains like /n and things. So I will need to convert this into string. So I will use the toString function. So now my data is properly converted and properly set into this. Now before adding Supabase, let me show you what is actually a Supabase and how to add a tables and how to configure it. So now we will look at the Supabase. So Supabase is nothing but a Postgres database which we use in our project to store our data in the form of embedding, because we are going to use a similarity search, and Supabase will act as a vector store for our project. So Supabase can be used as a normal database, but there is an extension available called a PG vector, and if it is enabled in the Supabase, then it acts as a Supabase vector store, and then we can do like a similarity search and hybrid search on this database. So there is a on this page, if you look, there are things available like Supabase docs is there. So we are more interested in its vector store, so we need to click on here, that is AI vector store over here, and here you can see the documentation for all the things like vector columns, vector indexes, and main thing is like semantic search and keyword search. So just let me log in into my system. You need to sign up on this supabase.com, and I have already signed up. So I'm going to directly go into my account. Okay, so here you can see I have just logged into my account, and on the left hand side you can see different type of databases that I have created previously over here. So whenever you want to create a database like a vector database, you need a script. So you can find that script on the documentation over here, right? So let's see, if you go to semantic search, you can read all the documentation, what is a semantic search and how it's created. So here you can see that you need to create an vector extension over here. Then you need to create a table. So you need to copy this script from this documentation, and then you need to go to your portal and just click on this SQL editor and just paste that script over here. So I have already pasted that script from that page. So here you can see I have created a table over here. That is a 2com, and there is a functionality for the searching, for the similarity search. So this code is I have pasted, and I have and you just need to run this command over here. You just need to click this, and this will run and will give you the success. And after that you just go over here and you will see a table created with the empty values. There are three columns that we have created from that script. That is that three columns are like content, metadata, and the embeddings. Okay. And how to connect with this Supabase with our n8n workflow, I am not covering in this video, because it's if I am going to cover that, it will be a very long video. So you can refer to their docs, or you can refer to your n8n docs, how to connect these two things. So this is a Supabase that we have just talked about. Okay, so we have just saw that how the Supabase actually works. So now we will go and add the Supabase. So here we need to add the Supabase. So just search over here for the Supabase vector store, and here we need to add the documents or our data to the vector store. So just select this. Okay, and here just choose the database. Here you need to connect with your credentials for the Supabase, and after connection you can choose your table that you have created in a Supabase. So we have created this 2com. Okay, and just keep this as it is, and let's get back over here. So here you can see that there are two things that it requires. One is the embedding and another is the document thing. So what is embedding? So you know that our data is now in a plain text, and vector store actually uh, understand the numbers. It is a different kind of thing. So you can go deep into this. You can search for tutorials on internet for this, but for this tutorial I'm just going to add an open uh, AI embedding model for this. So I will add this open AI embedding text embedding 3 small. So this will convert our text into the embedding. And now second thing is that we need the document or our data. So here we need to add the default data loader, which will actually load the data into this. So here we will need to choose here. We don't need all the input data, or we need only specific data, data that needs to be uh, saved into the vector database. So we will click on this, and here we need to pass the data. So our data is already is in content. So for that what I need to do is that I need to run this. So we will go and run this thing. Oh, we encountered an error. Let's check what's an error. Okay, so it is showing me that is an it is an invalid JSON. So let's check our JSON over here. Hmm, okay, so I think so this content is giving us the problem. It should not be in the double quotes. So let's run this again. Okay, still it is giving me an error. Okay, so let's check again what's the error. Oh, so here our semicolon uh, was missing. So let's go and run this again. Okay, so this time we get the data. So here you can see we got the content. So this content we need to add in this. So we will add the content. So just pull this thing here, over here, and then what we need to do is that we need to add the metadata into our metadata column in the vector database. For that we need to add over here the metadata and add its properties. The file id is unique, so we will use the file id and we will get this from here. And second value that we want to store is the file name. So file name, so that is from here. So now two fields are added here. Okay, so we'll go back here. So now what we need to do is that we need to add here, just change the text splitting method from simple to custom. So I have just changed here. So now here you can see there is another option that is just enable, that is text splitter. So we need to add a text splitter for this default data loader. So what is actually a text splitter is that it splits the text into the chunks. So here by default 1,000 chunk size is there, and we will keep the chunk overlap to 50. So this means that our text will be splitted into 1,000 characters, and in one row there will be a 50 characters overlap with the next row. So we will have the context of each row with this. So this is we needed. So now our uh, vector store is set up over here. So now let me run this and we will see whether our data will be loaded into this table or not. Just need to refresh this. Okay, we'll go and we'll run this. Let me refresh this table. So here you can see our data is now loaded into our Supa database. One more thing that we need to check is that our query for the Supabase that needs to be added from over here. So here is the query name is the match documents by default, but our query name is different in the Supabase. So you can go to the Supabase and you can check over here what is the name that we have used for this. So I have used to info match document. So I will use this and we'll add this over here. So this is for the similarity search, that's why we need this. So now let's save. Okay, now but next thing that we need is to move these files which are stored in the vector database. Means that whatever the files which are present in the resume in folder, files processed one by one, we will move out this file to another folder, that is our resume out folder. So for that, what we need to do is that we need to add another node over here for the Google Drive. So that is move file. So we'll add this, and here what we will do is that we will move this files by using id. So we will get an id from loop over. So we will use id from loop over. Parent drive will be our drive. Okay, let me set this over here. Okay, and our folder will be resume out, and what we will do is that after each run, one file will be processed and will be moved to our resume out folder. So here we will complete this loop. We will save this, and now I need to delete my old data from the Supabase, because for one single file we have added this data, but we need to add all the 4 files data, so it won't get or duplicated. So I will remove this data from here, and we'll go and run, save, and we'll execute our workflow. So here you can see it is doing each file one by one. So now our workflow has completed all the files. Let's go and check. Here you can see no file is over here. So let's go to my drive and just check resume out. So here you can see after processing, all those files are move over into this resume out folder. And let's go to our super database and we will refresh this, and here you can see all the data is stored over here with the metadata, that is our file id and file name that we are saving over here. Next, what we need to do is that we need to retrieve this data from the Supabase. So in the next step, we will see that workflow also. Now we will create a workflow to retrieve the resume from the user input. So for that, let's add a chat trigger for this. So I have just added the chat trigger. Then what we need is the AI agent, which will do the thinking for this. So I need to provide the chat model. So I will use my OpenAI chat model for this, ChatGPT 4 mini, latest one. Then I need to give the super vector store, because now in this workflow we want to retrieve the information from the super vector store. So that's why we need to get the super vector store, where we want to retrieve the information. So just add the description over here to retrieve the correct answers from DB. Choose the table from which we want to get our answer. So we created a 2com vector table. So select that. Here you need to select the number of resume name, like file names, that you want to get it from the Supabase for the similarity search. So I will put just the 2 number here. Then I will keep the metadata on. Okay, and here I need to add my query name, okay, that I have added into my Supabase. So just go to Supabase, copy this function name. This is the query name for the similarity search. So just add this. Here I need to provide the embedding model. So I will again use my OpenAI embedding model that I used to convert my PDF data to my vector store. So again, from embeddings to my text, I need to reverse this thing. So that's why I again need embedding model over here. So I had just added my embedding model. Okay, so if I save and if I run this and I say like Python developer with AWS, so let's see what we get over here. Okay, so it is giving you output from like its own, because we have not added the prompt in this AI agent. That's why it gets hallucinated and it giving you his answer. So what we need to do is that we need to add a uh, system message over here. So I have already created a prompt for this. So I will just copy this and I will just paste over here. So in this, I'm just saying to my AI agent that it is a professional query normalizer for vector database, which is going to get the input from the user. It will see the intent of the user, what is it is asking for, and just on that get the proper make the proper query for the similarity search, and then pass it to the vector database. And then when it gets output, so don't change the output. Whatever the output it is getting, don't change it and pass that as it is. So this is the prompt that I have just added. Let me save this and let me again run this. Let's check the answer now. Okay, it is again hallucinated. Just let me check what I'm getting in my Supabase output. So here I'm getting the 2 file names here, but it is not giving me a correct answer. So let me check why it is not giving me a correct answer. So okay, so just copy this prompt from here. Let's paste it here and we'll see what will happen. And here we will put a normal that you are help assistant. Now again, this time we will run this and we'll check. Okay, so this time it gives us the proper output, but this is not the correct readable format for us. So what we will do is that we will take the proper output from this. So for that, what I need to do is that I need to add a set code over here. So from that I will get this output, and so I will add another set node to get a proper output from the previous node. So here I will again add the set node, and here I need the proper file name extracted from this output. But before that I need to change this to JSON so that I will get a proper value. So I can extract the proper value from this. So I will just put over the value here, that is your output value. So I will just copy and paste it over here. So now I have this value. So we'll go and check here that okay, so now I have this values so properly in the JSON format. So I need this file name. Okay, so for that I need to get it extracted. So what I need to do is that I need to I need to do the manual mapping over here, and in that I just need to put the output here, and from that I need to map out the name from metadata, and file name. So here I am getting the file name. So just put the string over here, not an array. Okay, so let's see what we are getting. So here you can say see we get two resume back in this. So we'll save this, and again we will run this query. This time we should get two file names. Yeah, so this is how we get the two resume from this resume evaluation workflow. So this workflow you can use to process many resume, evaluate them, ask questions like you want Python developer, AI developer, and with our vector database you will get a correct resume uh, out of those processed resume. So this will be helpful for many recruitment agency who have lots of resume with them, but they are unable to process them and unable to get the proper resume for proper jobs, job skills. So this small project will help them to get this data. So thanks for watching this video.